Well, I'm happy with the win. I'm not always happy with the way we played. I give Michigan credit. We made a lot of threes early. I didn't think we were guarding very well. They were. I mean, we go 14% from the three, and we've been shooting over 40. But I thought offensively we were stagnant. Some of it was Jaden couldn't make a shot, and AJ was out of the game. Jaden was out of the game. But we got a lot of play out of a lot of people. When you look at stats, and you see fast break points 19-2, and bench points 23-2, and points in the paint 40-24, and turnover points 27-11. You should have a 20-point win. I credit Michigan with that. They did a good job of making plays, and we did not make plays, but we ground it. And sometimes you got to grind it, grind it, whatever. And we did that. You know, I challenged our guys in some of those huddles late that I just, you know, I started to get a little leadership in there, and that's encouraging to me. But all in all, I thought Michigan played well. It's not an easy situation they've been in. What they're going through, different players in and out, and then I thought we played well at times, and it seems like when we get a lead, we just don't have the maturity or the consistency to build on it, and we should have that. So again, I'm going to take some responsibility for that and see if we can clean that up, because this was a big win on the road. Any win in the Big Ten is a big win on the road against your rival, who I thought played well. I don't know what he thought, but I thought they played well. He shot it better than we did, that's for sure. So questions?
On that final 7+ minutes, you held them scoreless, and then you got some big winning plays, AJ bouncing back after the free throws, and then Malik getting that offensive board on the missed free throw. I guess were those last 7 minutes as good as you guys?
Yeah, Malik's drive, AJ's drive. You know, I thought we did do a hell of a job defensively. Our offense, we created offense off our defense, because they did a good job. They covered us, and we just did not move the ball. But they have two guys they can throw it into, and both guys are good. Olivier is really good, and Reed is playing better, and we tried to double him early, and we did a decent job doubling them, but they threw out into those threes, and we didn't respond quick enough. So I made some adjustments at halftime and changed some things up. And but I think the real key for us today was I made a concerted effort in my post-game or pre-game talk about our bench has to bring more energy and be more valuable. Cohen Carr brought a lot of value. Trey brought a lot of value. Coop was pretty good. Believe it or not, Jackson Kohler did a lot of things. He just couldn't make a layup. I mean, the poor kid, when you have time off like he had, he thinks it's all going to come back, and he's just throwing the ball at the rim. But he goes up and gets rebounds, and he can only jump. He's Zach Randall-ish. Doesn't jump high, but he gets rebounds. But our bench, the bench points 23-2, but it was what they brought. And Cohen, on some of those lobs and dunks they're 2 points, but they energize you up to 3 and 4 points.
You had a lot more guys available in the second half because of the foul situation. Did you think about what Cohen gave you going back to him at all in the second half?
Yeah, I did, and I will. But I kept thinking Jaden's going to come back around too, and Jaden, to be honest with you, has to cover McDaniel. I mean, he's just the guy that can cover. AJ was in foul trouble, and Tyson could, but I need him offensively, and I thought Jaden did a pretty good job. The second half, he did a real good job, and so I didn't know if Cohen could do that. And then you always got the free throw situation, even though he hit some because it got late. Didn't want to put him in there for that. But he's going to play more. So is Booker. I mean, Booker did just fine for me. I know it was only 3 minutes, but they are making progress. And no, disappointed Marty. I mean, I had a rough night. And so, it is what it is. Just best players are going to play.
Tom, what was going through your mind at 63 all? And do you ever remember holding the team scoreless for the last 7:01?
No, I don't. But I mean, and it was really good defense. I thought. I mean, maybe they thought they missed some shots. I don't know. But boy, that one time when Jaden knocked that ball loose in the far corner, we were on a hell of a rotation after a double, and he got there as quick as I've ever seen him. And that's something he could do. And that was the other thing. We were running some different things defensively, and I didn't know if Cohen could pick up all that. But you know, it just goes to show how important your defense is, because our defense led to the offense. You know, we got some breaks, we got some plays, and it gets depressing when you get, not only they don't score, but you turn them over. I mean, I think they had 6 turnovers in that, and that was really good hands on our part.
You've had Malik, I don't know his percentages, but it's over 70% for the last 3 games, and I'm wondering, are you seeing him just in a groove, or is he getting to places that you really like to take those shots?
I think both. I think, you know, you all been with me, and, you know, he fought being in the post some, and now what he is, he's in the post, and we get him scoring right off the bat. And then he moves out into the mid-range, and then he shoots a 3, and then he gets to the free throw line. He's become a complete player. And, you know, I talked to him after the game and just said to him, you know, why players fight you on things when, you know, I said, we've got to trust them, but they got to trust us. And Malik Hall has been not only as steady as you can be, but, you know, he had to do a hell of a job defensively, because Olivier is, he's a damn good player. I mean, really good player. And, you know, he did it by committee, because, like I said, sometimes we doubled, but I thought Malik did a pretty good job on it.
You mentioned leadership late in the huddles. Where did you see that? Who did you see that from?
Well, I told him that, you know, we had that 9-point lead, and it went to hell in minutes, and you know, guys just, the only guy taking any blame was Tyson, and then later on, AJ and this guy and that guy, and, you know, we need Jaden, we need his shooting. One of these days, we're going to get Jaden and Tyson to shoot well together. Guess maybe we're saving it till when we need it. But, you know, I think if AJ continues to do the things he did in the huddle, I think if he does the things he did on the floor, and yeah, you remember that 1-3 they hit in the corner on the break when we were, I think we were up 5, 61-56. I mean, it's so inexcusable. Like, it's almost like, you know, I sit there and look at him, and I don't know, I shake my head, you know, but maybe there was a reason, you know. It sure as hell better be a good one when that film session comes up.
I'm wondering about end of the first half. I mean, it looked like you were going to go to Davis forehand, and then just the way that played out and the momentum it maybe gave you guys confidence for the other guys going to the locker room.
You know, I told you a team grows when certain things happen, and you know, Kohler gets 7 rebounds, and he couldn't buy a shot. You know, I mean, he's missing layups, and the guys in the huddle were so, AJ and Tyson were so good that they even ticked me off. You know, and I said to you a couple weeks ago when Steven made his shot, and the team had more interest in it than I did. Today after the game, those guys jumped all over Davis Smith, and it was one of those scenes that you just, it keeps you coaching. You know, there is some good still left in the world. They were so happy, and I told them, Davis, every night before a game we shoot free throws for a home game. And he's always one of the leaders, like his old man. And I told him, I said, your dad's gonna chew you out if you miss these free throws, brother, because you don't miss free throws. That's good, positive motivation, isn't it? But he knocked those 2 down, and God, he felt so good, and he came in the locker room, thanked everybody, and boy, that was a moment.
Those last 14 minutes when AJ's sitting in the first half, how'd you guys have to adapt, and what do you think were the key areas to sort of to get through?
You know, I thought Trey did a great job. We get that 9-point lead, and then we got a little out of control, I thought. We put Jackson in a couple bad positions, and I think he thought he was Michael Jordan. He was going to run down the middle and tomahawk that one, and I had to inform him that he's not. And so we did, did some good things, but we did some bad things, and that lead disappeared in like 3 possessions. And he turned it over once. They hit a 3. But hey, we're not a perfect team, although I haven't seen many that are right now. We did what we had to do. We won a game in a tough environment, and I want to thank all of our fans that came down. But it's not easy to win in your rival's court, and I did think Michigan played well. I thought they, in a lot of ways, played better than us. The turnovers really hurt them. I think, and I guess we did. We got beat on the boards again, so I got enough stuff to coach, so I'll still earn my paycheck tomorrow.
None of these guys have one here. Did you see anything in the locker room or body
Yeah, they mentioned it the other day, which
some-
was another encouraging thing. The seniors mentioned it, so part of what I talked about is having a memory-making night, because it won't matter tomorrow or the next day, but they come back for reunions when I'm gone. They'll be able to tease somebody who hadn't won here, and rivalries are something we should keep, and it's getting harder because half the kids don't even understand what they are anymore because they're never anywhere long enough. But rivalries are important, and especially when they're respected rivalries. And I respect them, and I think they do us. And it was important to them, I think. I think what Malik and AJ brought it up, and those are good things too.
All set, guys?
You're 17-9 now, 9-6 in the Big Ten. You feel like you're gaining traction. A couple road wins now. What is?
Well, a couple of road wins is very important, and now you go home, and here we get an Iowa team just like we did a Penn State team who they beat Wisconsin, right?
Overtime.
In overtime. So they're coming in hot and they can score it. You asked what things we got to get better at. We're still not rebounding real well, and we're not defending the 3. 2 teams shot 50% against us. What did Michigan shoot? 38-6, 38,
35.
35. That's still pretty good. And my really good teams held teams in the 20s and low 30s. So we got some work to do there. Some of it is because we're not as big and strong in the post, so we find different ways to guard the post. But team that's coming in can score it. So I'll worry about them. I am not going to talk about Iowa now. I'm going to enjoy 1 hour of bus ride. I'm going to take the George Perlis rule, and ain't going to be 24 hours, but it's sure as hell going to be an hour and a half, I promise.
You got 15 steals. Any particular reason that those were going on for you?
I was surprised, especially with Llewellyn in there. I thought that was a good move when they started him, when what's his name was hurt, because he starts out, he gets 6 points right in a row, and he's good with the ball, and I'm not sure who had all their turnovers.
8 for more.
Man, I guess Olivier did, probably because we were doubling them, and then Daniel had a few, but he's a pretty good guard too. I mean, for those of you who are Michigan people here, very difficult situation to have a guy play on the weekdays and not or the weekends, not on the weekdays. And I think they've done as good a job of handling that. We said in our pregame, they've always been good in the first half. We got to wear them down. It's kind of the way the game went, and maybe they haven't played together enough, especially with their quarterback, and that creates problems.
With that, the active hands the last 2 games from your guards have led to those runouts. I mean, it hasn't just been rebound and run.
Right.
It's been a lot of steal and runs.
Right. Tyson's got unbelievable. He's got long arms for a little guy, and he's got unbelievable anticipation skills. Unbelievable. And I don't know who got all our steals. See, when you win, I don't even look at the stats. When you lose, I know
3
every
apiece for
freaking stat.
Jaden, Tyson, and
AJ.
AJ.
Yeah,
for Collins.
Jaden did a better job too, and Jaden had a rough night. I mean, I thought they went around him some. I thought he missed some good wide open shots, but again, he just comes off a big night, just like before. He came after 6 out of 7, and then, so I'm still looking for consistency, and I'm going to look for it. maybe the whole year, maybe it'll come.
All set?
Thanks, guys.